My name is Joshua Ruiz. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran, and this is my success story. My role in the military was a 0481 landing support specialist. I primarily worked in logistics, so land, air, and sea. A lot of convoys when I was in Afghanistan, and then I did 2 sea deployments, which we call Marine Expeditionary Units or MUs. So for those, we were called Shore Party, which basically means we handled all the onloads and offloads, America washdowns, things like that for, coming back in and out of the States. I served 8 years in the Marine Corps. I am a dual military family, my wife was in the Navy for 4 years, and as I said earlier, I was in the Marine Corps for 8. We have 2 sons, they're great. So every morning, I get up and, we kind of start the day with getting them out the door, getting them to school. And once I get to work, it's, nose to the grindstone. It's just a matter of obviously making sure that I'm taking care of myself so I can take care of others. And that's probably the most important thing. My direction when I was in the military was just to get promoted as quickly as possible. And, I really thought that was going to be my career until it wasn't. And I transitioned out. And once I came to Walsh, I kind of figured out what I wanted to do. Obviously, I work for Walsh University. I'm the coordinator of Veterans Affairs. So essentially that means I assist with all military and veteran recruitment. I help out with the dependents and them establishing their benefits, ensuring they're getting everything they're entitled to. And then I do a lot of campus engagement and community engagement for the university. Just anything military related, I'm there. So for me, basically what that entails is if I meet somebody and they're transitioning out and they're not sure what they want to do, one of the first things I help them do is make them understand that you are entitled to at least 4 years of education benefits as a veteran. Those education benefits, they may vary in cost depending on what you did or your type of service, but you're going to be entitled to something. With that said, it's not about coming to Walsh. It's more or less just knowing that you're going to have the opportunity to invest in yourself successfully without being told how you have to do it. If you want to go be a teacher or you want to be a philosopher or whatever it may be, if that's what you want to do, the ultimate goal for me is to help you get all the tools you need to be successful. Some of the skills that you gain in the military that is across the board is going to be, the first one is leadership. You get the opportunity to start leading at a very young age, and we develop something called small unit leadership to where you're leading a team of 3 or 4 maybe. And then you move on to a larger team of 10 to 12 to 15. And then if you get promoted enough or you feel comfortable enough, you start to lead 30 to 40, people at a time. So you're not only in charge of making sure they're up to date on training, operations, whatever it is, but to ensure that anything outside of just the work-life balance is taken care of for them. If they need assistance, maybe they're going through something with their child, they don't have direction, they're going to help you and you're going to ask for that. They're going to ask you for that. And it could be anything from monetarily to, helping them go to school, which is obviously what I do now. Some of the other skills that they talk about is just being comfortable speaking to people and providing direction. Punctuality, small things like that you can develop bad habits. And then the structure itself just kind of keeps you from doing so. Even down to cleanliness, you want to take pride in your appearance. You wear a uniform every day. And that kind of comes into place once you're transitioned out as well, is that, the employer's going to notice you put a little extra effort into specific things. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of challenges when you're transitioning out. I always like to talk about a sense of purpose and a sense of belonging. So especially with the Marine Corps, and I'm sure every other branch, there are indoctrination points. And, we are firm believers that we have this illustrious history and you're a part of this giant organization that has done all these great things. And you're an essential piece of that when you're there. And then you go through this week long of training, the transition you to be a civilian. But the one thing that isn't talked about is how you kind of lose your identity when you do that. I went from Sergeant Ruiz, leader of Marines, helping people get things done every day, to just Josh. And going to that, that's something that you're not really prepared for. And it doesn't hit you initially. You're happy that you're moving on to the next step in your life. But once you get there, I really miss that part of it. So doing what I do now, I really feel like I've gained a sense of purpose, and helping other veterans transition is what I want to do. I think everything you learn in some way or another can affect you in a positive manner. Even if you had somebody who you didn't believe in their leadership style, you should take away the things that you didn't like about it and just ensure that you never do those things. And then if you find somebody that you think is a great leader, take pieces of what they did and, implement it in your own life. A lot of the positive effects for the military is just, like I said earlier, is the small things they teach you to do well. And once you do the small things well, the big things will come. There are a lot of things that they don't necessarily teach you to take care of yourself because it's more or less about the mission. But you should always put your people first. Without your people, you can't accomplish the mission. And I think for anybody who's looking for something outside of that, the one thing you have to remember is that for you to be successful in anything, you have to be successful in taking care of yourself. I'm very prideful. I was very proud. I didn't want to ask for help from anybody. And it all kind of came to a fault at one point. And, me asking for help was probably the most important thing I did. So always ask for help if you have an option to. So yeah, the most important lesson I learned from transitioning, and I think I learned it the hard way, is to understand that the military may have given you a lot of things, but it didn't give you who you are. At the end of the day, I'm Josh, and no matter what, that's who I am. And I should be proud of that. They may have assisted me in grooming some things that were already there or helping me build some leadership traits that I didn't know I have, but I'm still me, So I think for a lot of people, don't live and die with the identity of that's who I was. Live and die with the identity of you're comfortable within yourself and, you're important. That's what you have to understand is you're important. You serve a purpose. I think that gets missed a lot when people are transitioning out.
Proud to be